Hey, 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 it's Tuesday. It's a little rainy outside, but all is well. You tune in to 105.1, the music muscle of the Shoals and V. 105.9, the vibe, Dothan, Alabama. We got a good show for you. You'll see who's going to be on with me today. We'll never know. But keep it locked in to the baddest radio station from North Alabama to South Alabama, where it is. Ain't no stopping us now. We'll be right back, guys. So many things that's held us down. Happy Tuesday. It's January the 6th, 2026. And you're tuned in to 101, the music muscle of the Shows and V. 105.9, the vibe, Dothan, Alabama. Thank you for tuning in to the baddest radio station from North Alabama to South Alabama. Make sure you download our app. That's Knox Media Group. Follow us on Facebook, iHeartRadio, TikTok, Instagram, Spotify, Amazon Music, Twitch, Pandora. And you can go to our website and you can listen to our radio station as well. That's Knox Media Group. So you have several ways to listen to us. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor that we are live for the Lunchtime Show with the old school preacher, church secretary, choir president, and the announcer. So we'll see who's going to be with us today. We just thank you for tuning in. Make sure you call a friend, call a neighbor, and let them know that the Lunchtime Show is on. Look, we got the announcer with us. Hey, 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 you there? All right. Sound like I just went out. You hear me? Okay, I just can't hear myself, but all is well. So we got the church announcer on with us, and so we're going to have a good show. What the weather like down in Dothan today? Okay. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be pretty cloudy. Well, it is cloudy here. It's misty raining, so it's that time of year again. 1 second, I'm trying to headphones down. You can keep talking. Yeah, I was looking at that today. I was sitting there thinking, I said, people make resolutions that, they be talking about what they say they want to do, what they going to do. But I just wonder why people just don't say, hey, I'm going to change and decide to become something different. Well, I just feel like we're not consistent. Exactly. It's like, every January, we hear some words, new year, new me. But by the time, I won't even say February get here, but by the time the end of the month or whatever, our resolution, we just forgot all about them. Right. Or when we started or what we did different or anything. It's just crazy. But that's one thing that I am really working on this year, working on not just making a resolution, but making a change for something better. Or even if it's not for the better of someone else, maybe, a lot of people say, well, you shouldn't do this, but it may not be for what you think I need to do, but it may be something that I need to do for myself. Because I look at things like that all the time. People always saying, well, you shouldn't do that, but is that hurt? I feel like if you're not hurting someone or doing something, that's affecting someone else, I think they should just allow you to make that change. Right. Because I've seen the resolutions has been part of it, it's emotion based. We talk about, hey, I'm gonna lose weight. Hey, I'm gonna say, a lot of them always start, I think that's the biggest one of all, losing weight. And then you see a lot of people always saying, I'm gonna save money. I know one year I did the thing where you put $1 in every day. It was like the dollars change. I think maybe if it was day 2, you put $2 in, day 3, $3. So I did that, but how long can you do that for? I think I did it for 2 months. Because, gave up on it. You always think of something else you need to be doing. And then I looked at it and then I started really getting into the Bible. And I said, if I'm tithing, I ain't going to go without anything anyway. So ain't no need of doing this little bit. It's just a whole lot of things that people always, resolutions that we make. We got people say, well, I'm going to stop stressing. Easier said than done. Right. So we got to look at it. And I know a lot of people look at, and also resolutions are, we got to really focus on what we want. If we're going to make a resolution, if that's what you want, do it. Because I'm that type of person. If I set my mind to doing something, and a lot of people say, well, I just can't believe you walk all the time. You know what? That's what I set my mind into doing. So therefore, that's what I'm going to do. It's not going to work if you're not willing to put in the work. So how you expect to lose weight if you always walking from the kitchen to the living room? Right. Right. And a lot of people, I don't, And I know a lot of people think I'm crazy. I don't even buy snacks in my house. No. You come to the wrong house if you come to my house for a snack. I have done nothing. This past weekend, it was crazy. I went to the store and they had all their Christmas snacks on sale. And I did buy a couple of things then. And it was like, now it's making me have to eat it. Girl, they be stale. They'll be stale. I doubt it. My son has been back and forth, so I doubt it. But it's like stuff like that. It's like, really? Do you really? A lot of people say, well, I just buy it just to have it. Well, if you're going to, exactly, you do that. Or a lot of people do it because it's on sale. If it's on sale, because I promise you, that was the only reason I bought the candy. It was some candy and cookies and stuff, and I was like, it was 70% off, so the candy was what, $4? I got it for 70 cents, 80 cents. Well, I have been eating the candy because I like Sour Patch Kids. So that's one of my little favorites. So, but they're little, the little trial packs. So I haven't felt as bad eating them. And I went to the doctor today and I hadn't gained any weight. So if I had gained a pound or two, I probably would eat them all. But I hadn't gained any weight. So therefore, I felt like I hadn't done anything bad. So that's how I look at it. Yes. Yeah. Now that's my favorite. Them little sour. You can give me some Sour Patch Kids or the little what fishes, the red fish, Swedish fish. That's what they are. Yeah. So those are my favorite. So so we'll go back. I know you talked about your New Year's. You were gonna save more. What was something else you wanted to do? Oh, join a gym. So have you joined a gym? Okay, I'm so proud of myself. I always, I normally drink water. I have increased my water intake. And today I had to go do blood work. And when I tell you, I was in there for blood work for like less than 10 minutes. I was so excited. So excited. Yes, because my veins. Yeah, because your veins, you're not dehydrated. So I felt really, I did. I felt really good about that. The lady, she smiled and I smiled. I said, woo, that don't consist of drinking water. No, ma'am. I don't know because I always was told ice, they can break your teeth down. So I've never been one, even though I like ice, but I never wanted to chew ice because of my teeth. Oh, you stuck on it. Oh, okay. We're going to have to see. We have to see. We'll have to get a specialist in the end to check that out. I know. Well, that's why you're eating ice. Okay. Okay. If it sounds good for you, but I don't think that's the correct answer. But if you think that's it. So your New Year's resolution, you're going to increase your ice intake. But I'm just saying, if you're not drinking water, you got to do something different. Okay. 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 Yeah, and then, basically, and then a lot of people do New Year's resolutions because they just want a fresh start, want to do it. And that's one thing I didn't really come up with New Year's resolutions because I'm looking at it. You know what? I'm just moving forward. I'm moving forward. I'm going to make change. And however I end up, that's what it's going to be or whatever. Because I was reading and it shows that research shows many Americans, like 80% of Americans make resolutions each year. But most give up within a couple of weeks to a month because the goals are vague or lack of structure. Right, right. Because I look at people that go start out in the gym in January that probably hadn't been there, I won't even say last January, probably ain't been there in a couple of years. And they go, and because of the fact that they can't really see any change within, a month or a couple of weeks, they give up. But don't nothing change, within that time frame. So I think if we stick with it, we just focus on commitment, and that's what a lot of people have a problem with. Focus on commitment. And then we can see actions behind it. That's just like having your daily habits. Be realistic. Because, okay, just say, for instance, I use what you just said about the water. If you're not a water drinker, maybe start off, they already, what they say is based on your body mass or whatever. But if you're going to drink, if you know you already don't drink a lot and you don't want, because some people do get sick with drinking a whole lot of water sometimes. You have to do it in baby steps. Right. So therefore, I feel like everything should be done in moderation. So therefore, don't overdo it, and then you're gonna give up on doing it. Start out small. If you used to drinking one bottle of water, maybe go to two, or the next week go to three, and then that way you don't feel like, okay, I'm gonna give up because I just can't see myself drinking 8 bottles today. Right? Because everything is done. You have to be committed to doing it, and if you're not committed at doing it, it's no need even trying to start doing something that you're going to stop within the next week or so, or next couple of days. You got to be consistent at it. So if you're just tuning in with us, we were talking about people start New Year's resolutions instead of just change. So what do you think? Put a message out on our Facebook page or our YouTube page and let us know, what do you think is best and why so many people can't stick with their resolutions. Or you can call in. The number's 256-365. And we want to get your interaction. Hey, and think about it. If you have a business, no matter how big, how small your business is, we have a package for you. I promise you, we got a New Year's package going on right now that we want to allow you and your company to grow with Knox Media Group. So, hey, hit us up, 256-712-2888. And if you go somewhere and you're shopping, tell them, hey, they need to advertise or be a sponsor of Knox Media Group. Yeah. I mean, you want great special. What we got going on for S&K Mortuary. And that's the same way with this change, with your change and your resolutions. You have to start small. Begin with one focus goal. I think sometimes we come up with about 5, 6 things and know you can't focus on all that. Instead of this long list of resolutions, start out small. I was talking to a friend this morning and I said, hey, I'm just turned 50. I said, shout out to Shanada. Anybody know her? To Kima Beeman. Today it's her 50th birthday. Happy birthday. And we have to start out small with whatever we do. Can't jump out there and say, hey, I'm finna get me a car, a house. Look, at 50, a baby. I'm just talking hypothetical. We be coming up with all these different things and knowing half of them ain't even realistic. Yeah. And then always track your progress. Use a journal, do check-ins, and it's always good to have accountability partner. I don't know about the accountability partner, especially when I'm walking, because sometimes, but I think it's a good thing, because what got me motivated to start back walking was my daughter. Because, she's doing ROTC and she's have to get up every morning and do PT. So that was my accountability partner. She was getting up, so therefore I would get up. So accountability goes either way. Sometimes you can get an accountability partner and you already know they ain't getting up in the morning time, and then they throw you off. Exactly. Yeah. Because life be life, and anything can happen. And then if you're not that strong-willed person, it's like, oh gosh, I had Tamika to help me get up every morning, and so you must, right. So you got to be flexible. You got to be able to adjust your goals as needed without seeing setbacks as failure. Right. Especially if you're within the workforce and people. Yeah. So remember that, guys. So the strategies that help move intentions into lasting behaviors, you got to start small, track your progress, and be flexible. This kind can stick even after months or weeks or years. So that's the biggest thing. We have to be consistent in whatever we do. I look at that, and I think since COVID, I just really think people have not been consistent with anything. You think? Or we wasn't paying attention as much. Well, I won't blame it totally on that, but I blame a little bit. I blame that especially on our younger kids, because they have no social skills, no commitment, no anything, because they didn't have to do anything different. It was like you sit at home, you read a book if you want to. If not, you're okay. Because, a lot of them moved up in school because of COVID, either if you was doing well or not. Nope. I think they didn't give kids options, or options wasn't made for them to make that change, and therefore the parents just got lazy and just didn't care. It comes back from a lot of times book parents, people that don't have kids trying to tell other people that does have kids how to rear their kids. Somebody ain't got no kids can't tell me how to raise mine. You can tell me what you think because you haven't experienced it. Yeah, yeah, opinion on what you think. Right, exactly. Because every child is different too. Okay. In the news, it's seen 13-year-old from Florence has been located. Based on what WAAA News 31 has said, it was a 13-year-old that has been missing, but they have been found. So that's really, really good news. Me too. Yeah, because that's kind of hard on kids. On a parent. Yes. Okay. That's my call. What's the yes? Okay. And you say Q Records. Okay. Well, congratulations, EJ. That's pretty good. Yeah. So yeah, little baby, city girls, and little what is it? Little Yachty. Okay. Yeah, they're known for it. Right. And he's 20. He's only 23, which is a good thing. I mean, he's starting young, and he has a old soul the way he sings. Yeah. So we'll be hearing more about him here in the future. Maybe we can get him to the north or the south, guys. So that's pretty good. But yeah, I was just looking up QC Records, and it looks like Cardi B used to be signed with them. The Amigos. Yep. Yeah. Well, she's having legal battles because they were saying that she was, but she wasn't. QC was saying that she was, but she wasn't. And the label owner, owned by former manager who sued the rapper in 2018 for $10 million. So she had a manager. Cardi B doesn't have a manager at this moment. No, no. Give us the tea. Yeah, give us the tea. Okay. So she's showing out for the people. It's quite interesting. In downtown Florence, in the news, downtown Florence police are looking for a person responsible for smashing a window at a business. And officer collected a sample of the blood. As evidence, surveillance video shows a man punching the window, and detectives are currently reviewing more surveillance footage to see where it's going to lead to. So they had a blood trail that indicating the suspect maybe entered a vehicle during that time in downtown Florence. So so they're looking for the person that actually did that. Which game? Well, I got stood up yesterday, but yesterday I did talk about the Alabama game, how they lost. They only scored 3 points. But this coming week, you don't, no, I'm not a fan of. I'm not a fan. Listen, and I tell people all the time, I'm only a fan to schools that my money go to. So, no. Right now, Troy University. I do support Tuskegee because Tuskegee has a lot of my money. This college I attended, we didn't have a football team, but I did support Jackson State. My son, Troy. I watch it, but I don't care who win or lose. I'm being honest. No, and now that I'm in Alabama, I say I will support Alabama, but I will support Auburn as well. It doesn't bother me, win or lose. But right now, you know who I'm rooting for? Ole Miss. Because I'm from Mississippi, one, and because Ole Miss has been the underdogs for quite some time. So Thursday night, I'll be watching Ole Miss in Miami. Who you going for? You're a true Alabama fan? Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna actually go with Ole Miss. And like I said, they've been the underdogs for quite some time. And they hadn't. No. And then I look at the fact that this little quarterback came and everybody, they didn't think he was going to do anything. So basically, they was looking at him as an underdog. He has showed out. So I'm excited about the playoffs this coming weekend. This Thursday, Ole Miss and Miami will be playing in the Fiesta Bowl in Arizona at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So Ole Miss comes in as number 6 and Miami comes in at number 10. But you know what? Them numbers don't mean nothing. Because I have seen teams that, be number 1 and lose. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to, I will watch it and see how. Am I going to bet? No, I ain't going to spend no money on that now. No, 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 no. I got something else I can be doing with that little chain. No. I'm a pray on it. Nope, nope, nope. That's not something I'm going to do. And then on Friday in the Peach Bowl is going to be Indiana and Oregon. So you going with Indiana on that one? Okay. And so the winners advance into the national championship, and that will be on January the 9th. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it will. No, not this year. College football game? I've been to NFL. I have to tell my story. I sung when I was 13 years old. I sung at the Super Bowl game in Chicago, my school, and that I never will forget it, at the Bears game. So that's when, I don't remember. I just remember the song. That's it. I was 13 years old. It was called We Are the Bears. Shuffling the crew. Shuffling on down, doing it for you. We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl shuffle. I would never forget that. And I was excited. I know. And that's been how many years? Many, many years ago. But I will always remember that. I attended Blessed Sacrament Catholic school at that time, and that was one thing that I have always remembered. Us going there singing that, and that was just so good. The fridge was the fridge was there. Oh, girl, I can take it. Look, I've been. They say I just like to go. I do. I like being outside. So we're gonna turn your resolution. Yes, yeah, I do. Just gotta say go. So this year we're going to turn your resolutions into real change. So if you're serious about making lasting improvements this year, I want to tell everybody, try these steps. Choose one focus. Don't overload yourself. Define the work. Write a specific habit or action. Track it daily. Be consistent in what you're doing. Celebrate small wins. Progress fuels progress. And then be patient. Change takes time. This year, yeah. So instead of I'll eat healthier, I add a vegetable to every meal. Instead of I save more money, I put $25 in savings every week. Instead of I'll read more, I'll read 10 pages each night before bed. Can you there? Am I not? All righty. I am. I don't know what happened because I promise you, I was there, but I don't know. But technology. But y'all make sure y'all turn those resolutions into real habits this year. And also make sure y'all get with us about your advertising, your business. If you're looking for a 360 booth, make sure you call us 256-712-2888. We can make any event all smiles, more memorable, and you will love the interaction with the 360 booth. And let's not forget about Your Life Remember. Let them know about Your Life Remember, precious. So y'all make sure y'all keep us locked in. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell everyone. This year, we're turning resolutions into real change. So we've already talked about it, but this year, make sure you mark them down. Choose one focus, define the work, track it daily, celebrate small wins, and be patient because nothing happens overnight. I know, and that's what I'm working on this year. So I'm going to work on, pick one thing that I want to change. And then I'm going to start trying to write it down. And I'm not going to just say, I change. I'm going to show it. Yes, that's a good one. Right, that's a good one. I was reading a book, a motivational speaker by the name of James Clear says, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your habits. Real change isn't about adjusting what you do every day. So remember that. Real change is not about adjusting what you do every day. So we got to stick with it, because resolutions typically fail because they lack specific plans, rely on willpower alone, don't account for obstacles or support system, and we want instead of getting. Y'all, let's just do something different. We're going to roll with it. It's been a great show, but make sure you download our app. That's Knox Media Group. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And also, when you go to Facebook and YouTube today, make sure you leave us a message and say, hey, I'm working on a new resolution, and take it small. Do small steps. Don't do anything big. And that way you don't feel bad about it. So we're going to do baby steps. We're working on baby steps. And if you would like to advertise with us, make sure you give us a call, 256-712, because we are a 501c3 radio station. So everything you donate to us will come back to you. So remember that. We're going to get up ready to get up out of here. I've enjoyed the show today. Precious, is there any more tea you want to give them? You got some more tea? You got some tea to give them? Precious says she ain't got no more tea to give y'all right now. All right. So we're going to leave y'all with gas. Yeah, definitely do that. We're going to leave with Gas Station Lover. You tune in to 105.1 and V 105.9. All right, guys, this is Gas Station Love. We out of here. See you tomorrow. Same place, same time. Remember, love on someone, and let's not take these resolutions. Let's take them as change and do baby steps, because everything deserves to be done. Bye.